Designing for health and well-being and productivity is all about creating environments that really help people do their job, help people feel really satisfied in the rooms that they occupy, and ultimately be happy. It's designing for what they see, what they feel, what they hear, and ultimately this focus on people we term people-centered design. Designing for energy efficiency is obviously very important for environmental reasons, but it's typically only around 1% of an organisation's cost. So the opportunity of designing for improved health, well-being and productivity of staff, which is typically 90% of a business's cost, is much greater. If you can improve productivity by even 5–10%, the impact on the bottom line can be really significant. It's all about bringing several factors together, so air quality, thermal comfort, with the softer, sometimes harder to measure factors such as architecture and look and feel. Factors such as daylighting as well, really important in terms of how it helps people stay awake during the day but also sleep better at night. There's air quality, which are shown to have around about a 10% improvement in productivity if you can get the design right. Good acoustic design, ensuring that the reverberation times are low, and that's all about the design of absorptive surfaces. And that could be even incorporate things like sound masking. So it's not always about reducing the amount of noise, it's sometimes actually about covering up conversations that you don't want other people to hear. Thermal comfort is all about creating the right kind of facades. It's about getting the shading right, the glazing right, and ultimately allowing the people the sense of control so that they can change things if things aren't quite right. Views, again, are very important. Some of the research here, whilst it's developing, is showing significant improvements in productivity for views out. If you've got views out of plants and natural environments, parks, and those kind of things, we can really start to see big improvements. In terms of delivering health and well-being, the important factors are to make sure that it's integrated right from the start of the design process. And that involves setting the right brief and ensuring that the requirements are actually asking for healthy environments. And then going through that process, there's an opportunity to build a really strong business case to justify better design. And that has to be a conversation with the architect, the client, the developer. And then ultimately it's about really trying to optimize the form of the building through smart design. So that's things like parametric modeling, being able to test changes in the facade, the daylight, ultimately the various systems that provide good air quality, and see what combination of those things is going to deliver a healthier and more productive space. The Morphosis Studios project is a fantastic example. The people in that space feel like they're a lot more productive than their previous spaces. And it really outperforms a lot of other buildings. So factors that we really incorporated were how do we get the right environment in terms of daylight? And we did that through a combination of not just roof lights and side lights in the facade, but also really ensuring a nice diffuse light in that space. And the outcomes were that 85% of the occupants really felt that that space was improving their productivity. The David Attenborough building, it had a very leaky facade. It was very uncomfortable in winter. It was cold, it was drafty. Through upgrading the facade, it's now a much more comfortable environment. We really started to think about how we could bring the daylight right into the heart of the building. So providing a great atrium space and also additional glazing in the facade, we're able to really brighten up the place. And we're now in the process of going back and actually seeing how that's performing, asking people what they think, and really understanding how that has impacted on their productivity. So good post-occupancy evaluation that spans beyond energy and water and those aspects to consider people and what they actually think about the space. And then thinking about what are the factors that we can tweak in terms of the design, but also the operation. That's where the true leverage lies. The leading standard in terms of designing buildings to be healthier, more productive environments is the WELL building standard. We are amongst the first professionals in the world to have this qualification, and this puts us in a great position to design healthier, happier and more productive environments for our clients.